Hello and welcome to second grade, our back to school night presentation. I'm Miss Agro and this is the 2020-2021 school year. Just a little bit about me. I've worked in Middletown since 2017. My favorite grade so far is second grade. I've taught kindergarten and I've taught first grade. I've done quite a few long-term positions, so I'm so excited to be back at Ocean Avenue. It is my favorite place to be. I live in Bradley Beach. I love dancing and hanging out with family and friends. So I will be posting this presentation onto our Google Classroom. So if you would like to watch a video from Mrs. Wilson, please click that link. And then we also have a video from Mrs. Gresner, who's our technical support. This one I would suggest watching. It's very important as we're in a new time where we need that technology. So here's our schedule for the day. We start off 9 a.m. for our morning meeting. 9 a.m. they hop on, if they are virtual, into our classroom. During our morning meeting, we do a greeting, a share, and an activity. It's one of my favorite times during the day. I think it's so much fun. It's our time to be silly, to laugh, to play games, lots of social and emotional learning. We're able to share with one another, ask questions to each other, share our feelings, or just something that we did over the weekend. After morning meeting, we have our writer's workshop. During writer's workshop, I present to them a mini lesson. We work together to complete the teaching point for that day. And then from there, they go off and write independently on their own. During this time, we have small groups or conferencing. Right now, as we're in this different age, our small groups are on hold. That will be more of a virtual small group, but I am hoping to still walk around, still conference with our friends who are in the classroom. Right now, we are doing narrative writing. We will be writing informational books, our opinions about books we're reading, and poetry. 10:35 is our reader's workshop time. It follows a similar format to writer's workshop. I will present to them a mini lesson with a teaching point. We will work together to apply that to our books, and then they're able to read on their own. Again, I should be conferencing with your friends that are in our school right now, and then we'll be working with small groups virtually. 11:15 is our foundations, which is word work. It's a multi-sensory program. We study words and sounds. It's an interactive approach. Different ways we could use our bodies, use tile boards. So we are learning about words and sight words and sounds in many different ways. There's some letter boards that will be coming. They were ordered a couple weeks ago. So if you are home, you'll get the foundations writing paper. You'll also get the magnetic board or the letter tiles, so you're able to make the words. During 11:55 time, that is our recess. So our friends who are in school will be heading outside for a mask break. They can also have their snack. We just want to make sure that snack is quick and easy so your child can open, not so messy since we'll be outside. And then at 12:30, we have our math time. We have our new Envision math program. It works both online and in a workbook. In the beginning of our math block, we'll have a number sense routine where the students are able to talk about numbers, work with numbers, have discussions, and show their thinking and strategies. Here is our special schedule. Ocean Avenue will follow a special schedule, so this will be the same throughout the whole school. Monday would be art, Tuesday Spanish, Wednesday PE, Thursday music, Friday health. You find all the classroom codes right there to join that specific special Google Classroom. That is also posted on my Google Classroom under the special schedule topic. All right, let's head to the next slide. All right, so as we're moving through our virtual learning, we just want to, again, set some expectations for our friends at home so they can learn in the most effective way. So we want to make sure everybody is muted unless asked to unmute. It's really difficult when there is a lot of background noise because friends at home might not be able to hear me, but also I do have the volume on loud in our classroom so everyone could hear those friends at home. So when they answer a question, everybody can hear it in school as well. So we just want to make sure that everybody stays muted so everyone could hear. Also dressing appropriately, making sure you're dressed for school, just as you would if you were coming into our classroom, and sitting in a place where you can concentrate and also write if needed. So we want to make sure that they have no distractions around them, no other devices in their hands. If they have some writing paper, making sure that they're able to write in the spot they are at. I would suggest sitting in a place where you can sit up. So try to stay out of bed or laying on the couch, unless, that works best for them for what they're doing. But again, we want to make sure that they can learn in the best way possible. So we want to make sure the camera is on as well. Even though sometimes I can't hear them, I'm also looking maybe at their mouths for sounds, if they're participating, if they're showing levels of frustration. I can kind of tell if they're not understanding something. I can ask them questions if their hand is raised, so they're able to participate. So there's 2 times in our schedule where our students in class are taking a break. So 9:15 to about 9:50, and then that 11:55 to 12:30 time. So this would be the best time for your child at home to eat, have a snack. We want to make sure that they're not eating on camera, so they are ready to go to learn. We're trying our best through this crazy time, so if there is technical difficulties, I understand, and there's no worries about that. We can hopefully help you as quickly as we can. So on our Google Classroom, you're going to find lots of different topics and tabs. One of the most important is our daily assignments. And in our daily assignments, if I just show you real quick, that will be under our daily assignments topic, and it's going to lay out what we're doing for the day. Right now, this one is blank because we haven't gone into our writing yet, but it's going to have the Google Meet link, which the student will click on to enter into our classroom. In red is all the times that they should be joining our classroom live, and in purple is the time and the schedule. So once I am finished with the mini lesson, I'm going to type in this box what we worked on for that day, and then I can also type in any assignment that is due. So at the end of the day, if you're double checking if your child has done everything they needed, you can always go through the daily assignments and see what was due for them that day and double check if they did it through any platform that we're using. Also on the bottom of this, we have some extra resources. So the brain breaks or recess time, when we're taking our brain breaks or we are having recess, maybe they want to go on Go Noodle, listen to some relaxing music. There's some dancing, Zumba, and mindfulness. Again, when there's extra time, or maybe your child has finished something quicker than you expected, there's some additional resources. We have some math games, some reading resources, and some fun science activities. So this document I will be posting every day under our classroom classwork tab, and here you'll find it at the bottom for daily assignments. Small group schedule is also going to be changing throughout our time, and it's based on needs. This week, I did not have any small groups because we're going to be working on different things in the afternoon. We had some back to school night stuff. But next week, we will be working with a small group schedule. So always check that because it might be changing and you want to make sure that they are all set to go. I'm going to get into the math and visual learning in a minute. And this is just some other news. Right now, we're putting science and social studies on a pause because our schedule is super jam-packed. We have discovered that foundations right now is the most important because it helps them to read and to write. So we are going to be doing foundations in school, and then science and social studies, we will be catching up at a later time. So if you are a student that goes to school as well as is virtual, there are some things that you'll be bringing back and forth every day. So they want to bring back and forth the math book. Although it is heavy, it does need to come back and forth. Their take-home folder, any communication with me would go in there, any notes, any changes in dismissal, their writing folder, and the bag of math manipulatives. So everyone has their own bag, and that will go back and forth to school. For classroom extensions would be our not homework, extra practice time. So I'm going to be posting under the math tab a visual learning video. This is going to lay out the content for the next day. So instead of taking up the time during our also very limited math block, I would love to have them watch the visual learning the night before. So then they can complete a convince me question, which is usually just one question. And then I can look at the data from there. I can see what we need, any questions they might have, or they can come to me with an understanding of the topic already. I think it will help us to transition smoothly into our math block for the next day. And it also gives me a great idea of their understanding already. So that will be posted in our Google Classroom. Our Foundations Home Support Packet, it lays down the unit and what I will be teaching them for that unit. It also has extra practice sheets, and it has a homework guide where you're able to work with your child on writing words, tapping out words, writing sentences. Again, this is just extra practice if needed. Our friends who come into school, I can give them a hard copy, but those who are fully virtual, it will be found in our Google Classroom under Foundations Home Support Packet. Reading also will be an extension every night, reading for 20 minutes. You could read with them, read to them, or they can read on their own. They should have access to epic.com. If you don't have a large library at home, it's a great website. And the classroom code is on their login information PowerPoint. All right. So again, I will be posting this onto our Google Classroom. So how to support your child during remote learning is a great article. And it just lays out some extra support or how you can support them further through this crazy time. Next slides, we have some awesome resources from our math and reading specialist. This is Ms. Scullion's Google Classroom or virtual classroom. I put it on my Google Classroom, and there's some math activities at home, some math stories, some tools, tutorials, and anything that you need for math. Ms. Scullion can answer any questions. So this will be also under the Math and Reading Specialist tab. We have Mrs. Bennett's virtual classroom that deals with the unit that we are in right now. Again, if there is extra time for your child at home and you're unsure what they could do, they could go into the bins. Their anchor charts are there. There's some mini lesson links and some read alouds. Also a great resource to check out. Contact me at any time. That is my email, agrot@middletownk12.org. You can also contact me through Seesaw or Remind. I have all things on me. So during school hours, I will be checking to make sure everything is going as smoothly as possible. If you have any questions, any changes, throughout the day, please feel free to reach out. And that is it for me. Thank you so much for listening to this presentation. Hopefully we'll have a very exciting school year, and we will all be very successful. So thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.